Hi everyone. Hello. Welcome to another LinkedIn Live. We're also live across Instagram and Facebook because we're multi-channel. Hello, Max Whiteley from Dext.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, it's an absolute pleasure. We are now 10 days out from the Bookkeepers Summit, taking place on Monday, the 17th of November. And Dext are one of our partners that come along, and you're a big supporter of the summit. So what we like to do on a Friday in the run up to the Bookkeepers Summit is have a chat with some of the key people that are supporting us. They're going to be there. They've got a view. And so that's why I've got Max along. I have also trailed the fact that I've got two announcements to make in this live. So I think I'll do the first one first, if that's okay, Max. We can lead into our conversation, and I'll save the other one for the end. So my first announcement is that Dext are running a really banging workshop on Wednesday, the 19th of November, as part of Global Bookkeeping Week. Have you heard about this?
I have heard about this. I believe my colleague, Mr. Paul Lodder, is getting involved. Is that right?
That's right. So Paul Lodder, who a lot of ICB members will know, and a lot of bookkeepers and accountants will know as a bit of an industry ledge. He's going to be running a workshop with two of our finest bookkeepers, Christy Glenister and Susanna Whelan, and they are kicking off the virtual summit on Wednesday, the 19th of November. So if you can't join us in London on Monday, the 17th of November, you can just buy a virtual ticket. And you can have access to 2 days of great CPD content that you can just enjoy in your slippers if you're working from home or in your office. Max, the title is Leading Through Uncertainty, How Bookkeepers Help Clients Navigate Uncertain Times. And this is something you've been talking about as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think first and foremost, obviously, big shout out to Paul, who's going to do the session. Paul is a super knowledgeable guy. He's my boss, so I'll obviously speak very highly of him. But he was a partner at a firm in York for over 20 years before moving to Dex. So he's a man that isn't necessarily a salesperson by trade. He's very much he knows his stuff. He's walked the walk, and he doesn't just talk a load of nonsense. He actually knows what he's talking about. And a lot of the things that we do at Dext is around how real-time information and bookkeepers are the key to absolutely everything else. So they're the gatekeeper to everything else. As an industry, we talk about, can we do more advisory? Can we do more, planning with our clients? Can we actually change people's lives? And we talk about this great stuff. None of that is possible without real-time bookkeeping and the likes of real-time information that the world of Dext have. And this is we recently did a bit of a research with a load. I think it was I can't remember how many clients. It was 500 SMB clients. Is that right, Elizabeth? I don't know. It's somewhere in the regions, hundreds or 1,000 of clients.
Yes, I've got it here, and I can tell you the stats that over half of UK small business owners they're talking about cost hikes. Over half of UK small business owners say one more cost hike could push them to the brink, and 53% admit that forward planning is now virtually impossible. That's all the rising prices across the board, isn't it?
Yeah, and I come from a family of small business owners. My mum owned a hairdressing salon. My dad was a self-employed joiner, and a lot of these people start businesses because they're good at what they do. My dad he could do a loft conversion, but he probably couldn't send you an email. Like he hasn't got that way. And so around finance, he's lucky that he's got two sons that are both accountants, and we can help him with his taxes. But most people don't have that, and the paperwork stuff, the invoicing the clients, they're chasing debt, the processing invoices, doing back returns, all of this stuff really does add up, and it can, it takes over their weekend, it takes over their family life, and it has a real impact. And some people think, it might just be better to, work for someone in a big company rather than having to deal with all this on my own. And this is where, the likes of bookkeepers and ourselves, we can come in and make a real difference here. So this is sort of why we've surfaced all this information about, how difficult it is to run a business. And we want to then just sort of show you how, as bookkeepers, you can really, utilize that. And there's an opportunity with that pain of you guys to sell your services, to be a real tangible part of people's business lives, and use tech like Dex to not just do the necessities and do the filings for HMRC, but add a little bit more value within there, find out which areas of someone's business is more profitable than others, work on a little bit of not necessarily extensive cash flow forecasting, if that's not what you're about. But cash flow is broken down into some really basic things. So who do we owe money to in real time? Can we chase the debts? Is there anyone that's over a certain amount of time? Can we refer them to the small claims court? Is there any purchase invoices that are due that are quite big? Can we delay them? Can we reach out and do some of those things? Can we, what is it that we're looking at? Can we, as bookkeepers, get a bit more on top of the numbers in real time and provide a service that really does alleviate a lot of this pain for small business owners? So, hopefully that's some of the stuff that Paul's going to talk about and how we can utilize things like Dext, and not just Dext, but just the service of bookkeeping as a whole.
Because I think bookkeepers are so often the gatekeepers for small business, aren't they? Businesses. So small businesses need to be able to trust the people that are managing their money. But also, you kind of small businesses are relying on their bookkeepers and their accountants to talk them through the software as well. Because, like you say, if you are setting up a business because you're really good at building cabinets or kitchens or whatever, then your skill isn't going to be the same skill set as the bookkeepers. So I think there's
it's exactly that with the whole, like, the bookkeepers within our community. We are the experts in what it is we're doing. Like, you wouldn't invite my dad round to your house to a loft conversion and ask him to use your toolkit.
No.
So us as bookkeepers, we have the right to, this is what we think you should use, whether it is Dext or a competitor or whatever, but this is the tool that we think is best for you. Let me train you, show you how to use it and do that. I mean, when I was a director before I joined Dext at an accounting firm in Liverpool, and every single one of my clients was on Xero and Dext, just because that's the software that I wanted. The team and myself became experts in a small selection of tools, and therefore all of my onboarding emails were the same, all of my training calls were the same, all the clients had this experience, rather than a client coming into me and saying, "Oh, I want QuickBooks," and thinking, "Right, okay, I need to learn that." Then they're coming in, they're using Sage, I need to learn that. And I know sometimes it's not that easy when a big opportunity, big opportunity for revenue presents itself, and you need to sort of bend around that. But as much as you can, you are the expert, and people will listen to you because you are the expert. So that would always be my sort of my thing, was that run the accounting practice or your bookkeeping practice a bit like a McDonald's. Have a select set of services and do it really, really efficient and profitable.
Yeah, that's really good. That's a really good way of looking at it. And more and more of the sole traders are going to be relying on bookkeepers and accountants as we come into MTD as well. And we know that's going to affect a certain cohort next year, and then it's just going to grow and grow and grow. And we know that an awful lot of these people are currently unrepresented. They don't have the agents in place. So let's just can you just give us a quick overview around Dext Solo? Because when I was talking to Paul before, he was talking about this, the kind of different facility you've got around Dext Solo that might be different from what people expect Dext to be.
Yeah, so Dext as a normal platform was always like a cog in the bookkeeping wheel. So it was the processing of documents in, and then you would send them across into the likes of Xero, QuickBooks, Sage, Free Agent. You'd process them and do your VAT returns within there. We understand that, well, I definitely think that Dext is the best software for collecting information from your clients on the market. It has all of the submission methods, it extracts all the information, doesn't need much manual interaction, and can categorize everything in a matter of seconds. So we thought, what is the biggest trouble? Let's use my dad as an example again. If he's an MTD sole trader, what's the biggest trouble that I'm going to have for my dad doing now quarterly filings instead of once a year? And it isn't the actual filing itself, because it's just, yes, it is a little bit more work. It's more the getting the information off my dad in quarterly filings. So we thought we're quite well positioned here to, alleviate the pain of getting information from your clients. They can snap things on the phone, they can send a picture via WhatsApp, they can email things into Dext. We have all of these methods. So can we go ahead and turn this into an MTD solution? So we now have Dext Solo, which is a standalone solution. So it doesn't need to link to the likes of Xero, QuickBooks, Sage, Free Agent. It's just standalone. The clients send all of their invoices in. You can connect your bank feed into Dext and do cash coding within Dext. So it becomes like a little general ledger product. And you can do your quarterly filings through Dext and your year-end summary through Dext. So it's effectively HMRC approved MTD solution, and it's if you get in a bundle of 5 clients, I think it's £2.50 per client. Each client can have up to 5 income streams, so it's super cost effective, in my opinion. Exactly what you need. Doesn't overcomplicate things, doesn't undercomplicate things. We're working on some great stuff in the background around jointly owned properties and things like that. But it's definitely worth a demo if you are in the market for a bit of a MTD solution. I think Dext have got a really great solution. So definitely reach out to the team and have a little demo.
Yeah, we had a good chat with Paul the other day, and there is a video on our YouTube channel of that where Paul is just talking and explaining about what the kind of bookkeepers' responsibilities are and how they can use Dext and things like that. So check that out. And also, if you are coming along to the summit or you're tuning in virtually, then Dext will be running. Dext will have an exhibition stand in London, and also they'll be running a demo on Wednesday, and I think Pete Chapman is talking as well on the Thursday. So it's great.
Yeah, Pete's a great guy, full of enthusiasm. I'm sure that'll be good.
Enthusiasm. He's great. Some of the key questions that our delegates going to be asking is what sort of merch Dext bringing, please, to the Bookkeepers Summit? You know
what we're seeing doing the rounds at the moment, we try and keep things pretty sustainable these days, so try not to have too much throwaway rubbish. Some great water bottles, some great coffee, reusable coffee cups.
Good.
Canvas bags are on point. There was some little our solo sort of mascot is this little scary monster, really, and it's like the monster of MTD coming over the hill. So his face will probably appear on some of the merch, and there may even be some key rings of him. He looks a bit like a little coronavirus thing, which is
marketing. Yeah, and I think really, I think when you go to these sort of events, when I had small children, I would definitely go and do a bit of a haul and say, "I bought you a present." So yes, I thought that's
Christmas
great.
is coming. Christmas is
coming. Well, as Amy, our CEO, wrote in her blog this month, we're not allowed to talk about Christmas until after the Bookkeepers Summit. So
right, okay, I'll refrain from that. But yeah, we have recently seen some Dext merch on Vinted. So that was quite surprising. So yeah, if you want to make some money off the Dext merch and sell some socks on Vinted, then
I might sell my lanyard. The other thing I've got on my desk, and these we could sell on Vinted, is a little
nice
Bookkeepers bear.
Yeah,
So I think this might be one of the only look, people might have them at home, but we haven't got any more in the office because you're right, because what it is about sustainability as well, isn't it? But what we're going to do is we're going to put this chap on the ICB stand. People can come along and have their picture taken, and that's all part of the in the app. You can there's a leaderboard, and you can win points for different challenges. And I think he'll be on there as well. So he's going to. I just hope I get to bring him home with me, because he does sit on my desk today and remind me what I'm doing. Right, okay, so Bookkeepers Summit, you've been before. It's a bit different. It's not your kind of standard accounting conference, is it? Did you enjoy
it's not very stuffy. It's very collaborative, I would say. Everyone in there wants to connect, and everyone feels a part of something, really. I think that's just genuine of the whole bookkeeping community as a whole, but especially when they're brought together by the ICB. I think it was quite a good event, and the awards in the evening last year was very entertaining. Boozy affair.
So LUCA Awards, I think the tickets closed today for the LUCA Awards, and yes, they are great, and it just finished off the day really nicely as well. So we kind of kick off about everything opens at 8:15 on Monday morning, and we kick off. People go to the exhibition. When people come along, all your food's taken care of, so you don't have to think about anything else. You're just there to connect and be with the community and listen and talk. And there's just awful lot of hugging as well going on. So we start off early in the morning, We've got some different talks this time, and we've got a different way of doing it because although we started all together, we've got 2 different tracks this year, so people can choose the talks that are most relevant for them. We've got some students coming along, which we're really excited about. Our student community is really turning out this year, so we're pleased to see them come along, and it was a good introduction to them to the ICB world. But yeah, like you say, the LUCA awards are in the evening, and Dext, I've just got this open now so I can see it. Dext are finalists in 4 categories.
Yay.
AI innovation, which is a new category this year. Let me see who you're up against in this category. See if you're gonna do. Ooh, good luck. You're up against Hey Monica, Just Zero, Sage Copilot, With Otto, and Expert. So that was really popular. We just started that one this year, so that was a really popular one.
I'd still back us for the win.
Absolutely. Would you? It's good.
I would. Yeah.
That's a big category there.
Big category. Some great new AI. I think some of the stuff we've done this year is also very exceptional around AI, especially around our supplier statement extraction, approvals.
Yes, I saw that. It is that
actually alleviating a massive pain. We have got some of the more agentic AI stuff coming, like Jax's and just ask Zero stuff and the Sage Copilot. Dext have got some AI agents that we're in beta testing shortly for. So we are moving into that, but I've tried to be, since I've been at Dext, my job is to help the product team develop new ideas and products. And there's been some, core things that I really struggled with when I was doing bookkeeping. One of them was sat there with a printed out page of a Travis Perkins supplier statement and highlighting it for hours on end. So our supplier statement extraction was something that I was dead passionate about releasing.
Was that your idea, Max?
Wasn't necessarily my idea, but I was heavily involved in the design element of it and stuff. So
what else have you pioneered for Dext?
What else I've been involved in? Well, I've been involved in. We get to that's the beauty of my role is to be involved in a lot of stuff. Heavily involved in our new WhatsApp integration. So you can now just get a WhatsApp number on your phone, text in your purchase invoices, and they arrive indexed in a matter of seconds. We know some of our clients, even though it's easy to snap on an app, they still don't like to have another piece of software. So when you're onboarding them, sometimes it's easier just to say, "Here's a WhatsApp number."
Just WhatsApp.
Just WhatsApp.
Would Mr. Whiteley Senior manage that? Would he do that?
He is still in a paper file, which I go round when I get a trade a Sunday dinner for and I will then just scan his receipts with my phone off his dining room table. So we're still a little bit old school.
I told you you could do it. Yeah, I get that. Right. So AI innovation, bookkeeping software of the year, and data capture app, obviously, of the year. I think he won that last year. I think maybe, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure it is.
And also friendliest software of the year, which I think is a great award.
That is a good award. It's something we definitely strive to be. We have become quite a large company over the last so many years. I think we've got something like 400 staff now across the UK, Canada, Australia, France. But we don't want to come across as a big corporate beast. We want to actually make a difference. So that's sort of why they employ people like myself and Paul, to where our job is not to necessarily build things or sell things. It's more just to connect and talk to communities, bookkeepers, accountants, and find out what you're struggling with, how we can help. And then we translate that to our super intelligent technical people, and they go ahead and deliver it. So yeah,
it's a listening thing, isn't it? That's what
exactly.
And that's what we're really proud to kind of facilitate at ICB as well, is that we encourage our bookkeepers to hold software companies to account, and say, this is what we like, this is what we don't like. I think Christy, who's part of the panel that we're launching for that Paul's hosting on as part of the virtual summit, she was saying she was telling Paul lots of different things that he needs to do. So
good. That's what we like. Yeah, we prefer that than silence. We want feedback. We want to make our product as good as possible. We even have Katie, who heads up our customer success team internally. She has a small bookkeeping practice on the side, so she's very close to the market. So yeah, we do have quite a few people who've been in the the role of an accountant or bookkeeper.
Yes, yeah. So you've got empathy then
internally.
to how people feel. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, because it's not. But software needs to be easy to use, doesn't it? But if you can't understand what the context is and how it's being used, then you're not going to do well there. Right, good. Okay, and then what we have as part of the final award always goes to the Bookkeepers Champion, won for the last 2 years by Kirsty St. John, who's part of the ICB Advisory Council. She's got her own very successful practice as well. So what I'm going to ask you is to see if you can predict who is going to win this award, Max. Because
okay, have we got the list?
You'll probably know the people. So ask Bookkeepers Champion. The finalists are Ask the Accountant. The podcast with Aaron and Johan.
Yeah.
So they do lots of bookkeepers, and they work with lots of bookkeepers. They do the MTD series they've got with Susanna Whelan.
I'm always very jealous of their consistency and quality of content.
Yes, yeah.
I feel like I aspire to get a little podcast like theirs one day.
Yeah, their social media person, and it's Lizzie. She's really, really smart. And yeah, you're right. It is consistent, isn't it? And it's that 8:30 Monday morning thing. And obviously Johan is very close with bookkeepers because of Engager as well, and TaxCalc, and
he's smashed it, I think, over the last few years.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, it's really exciting. Sir Chris Downing, who's always in the finals list. He puts the
king of the dance floor.
He's the king of the Disco Downing.
Disco Downing, I like that. Yeah.
He puts the miles in for the bookkeepers and accountants. And I saw him posted something today like, I'm in my happy place again, back out on the road. He's there. Craig Ogilvie, who, as you know, is heading up the MTD program for HMRC.
Yeah.
He's done the miles as well. And I think certainly people in our community appreciate that. And he has been very proactive as well, but very reactive in terms of when people ask him questions about different things. He always tries to help and get things done. So that's very helpful. Zoe Whitman, who you'll be familiar with as part of Six Figure Bookkeepers, because you work with Joe and Zoe as well, don't you?
I do. Yeah.
Joe and Zoe are talking. They're going to be on stage and they're talking about practice growth. So that's going to be great. They're always they're ICBers. They started with us, so we're always pleased to see them. And finally, Stephanie Marshall, who's got a very successful practice and a podcast. She's very consistent as well.
Yes.
And a podcast and a community and everything. And I think she might have an extra 2 hours in the day that she finds somewhere, because I don't know how she fits it all in otherwise. Does loads. Who do you think?
It's a tough one. It's a very there's some talent and some quality in that category. I think for me, something I'm quite passionate about, it's something I never really understood when I was an accountant. For me, bookkeepers are accountants, and I never really understood the difference of this, like, bookkeepers potentially feeling that maybe they're forgotten a little bit about in the sort of wider accounting industry. And I think bookkeepers for me are the most important piece in the cog, because nothing else works without them. Like, they are the gatekeeper to everything else. So for me, out of that list, someone who does this very well, who's dedicating a sort of life to elevating bookkeepers and making sure they're getting paid correctly, making sure they have enough confidence and vigor to really succeed in the market, is obviously Zoe with Six Figure Bookkeepers. So I think Zoe would probably quite swayed, because me and Zoe work quite closely together on a few other bits, but I do think her and Joe do a great job to really sort of elevate the community and make sure they're paid and have the commercial acumen to really sort of get what they deserve, because they are such an important piece in the cog. So I'm going to go for Zoe.
Okay, I'll remember that afterwards. I think what Joe and Zoe do is connect, isn't it? They connect with people, and they've been there and they've done that because they've run practices, and it's the thing of they've got that kind of deep empathy with the people that they're talking to. So they're really powerful people in terms of empowering others. I think it's really exciting. Great. Okay. I think that's us for the day. Next week, I'm going to be talking to next Friday. I'm going to be talking to Ian Phillips from Zero, who's
Nice.
another friend of ours. That's good. This is absolutely, Max, an excuse just for me to catch up with people I like before the summit.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Yes, but they weren't available, so we've got you instead.
Yeah.
I'm joking. So thank you for coming. We're looking forward to seeing the Dext team a week on Monday. In the exhibition hall, on stage, and on the dance floor. I would expect to see good Dext representation.
We're renowned not just for our bookkeeping automation, but for also our dance moves. So I'll make sure the team are all briefed and ready to go.
It's very important if you can get room on there, because there's lots of excited bookkeepers.
Yeah.
And then we're really I'm really pleased about this this workshop that Paul's going to be running. So just a reminder that those that's going to be in the virtual on the virtual summit on the 19th, virtual summit on the 19th. So the virtual summit 2 days, 19th and 20th. Tickets are 99 quid, 69 quid if you're a ICB student. Bargain. It's great. It's 2 days of massive content there, and we've got a really good app which will be going live later today, and that means you can start connecting with people, start talking to people straight away. So it's great. Okay, thank you, Max. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.
Thank you all. See you soon.